For practice it, exercise 3.4 printSquare, we're asked to write a method called printSquare that takes two integer parameters, a min and a max. So we're going to have a public static void, and then it's going to be called printSquare. In our parameters, we're going to have an int min and int max. After we have this, we are going to print the numbers in the range from min to max inclusively in a square pattern. So we need a for loop to run through this. We need an outside for loop to run through all of our rows. And we can see that our rows are the same number of our max minus our min. We start at 3, then we're going to end at 9 here, and then we start at 1 and end at 5 here. So so what we're going to have is going to be that our int row is equal to our minimum value, and it's going to run as long as it is less than or equal to our max value. We're just going to have row plus plus to eventually break out of the loop. And inside of our loop, we now have to look at these rows. So for the first row, we're just printing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a for loop, and then it's going to be int, and we can set this to a. And when we look at the output, the first number is going to be our minimum right here. But every time this runs through, it's starting at it's starting at the next value. So we need something that's incrementing every single time. Well, our row is already equal to our minimum, and every time this runs, it is being incremented by 1 every single time. So we can set a equal to row, and we will run this as long as row or a is less than or equal to our max. That way it stops here. And then in here we can print out our system.out.print a, just like that. Next, we have to look at what happens afterwards, because after this runs, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then once the 1 goes away, it goes to the back, and then after the 2 goes away, it goes to the back. So we need something that adds the minimum values back in after it runs. So we can say we can get another for loop, and we'll say int a is equal to min, because when we first start doing this, it's going to be equal to the minimum value. And this is going to run as long as a is less than row. So when a is equal to min and row is also equal to our min value, it will not run. But when row is equal to min plus plus, so in this case it's going to be 2, when row is equal to 2, this can run once, because it's going to have the value 1, and it has to be less than 2, so it will run one time. And we will just do a plus plus. That way we can increment through the values. And in here, in our for loop, we will just have a system.out.print, where we just print out a. After we do both of these, we need to have a new line, so we'll have a system.out.print line. If we submit this, we can see that we have passed all 5 tests. So this is the code that will give us the output that they want.